Good Morning Liberty.
Well, what is up, all of our liberty-loving friends? This is another fantastic episode of Good Morning Liberty. My name is Nate Thurston, and across from me is Mr. Charles Chuck Birthday Thompson. Wait, how old are you today? 37? 37. Dang.
I want you to call me Kunu for this episode.
Yeah, that works. We can do that. 37. That sucks.
Thank you all in the Fed Haters Club for wishing me a personal happy birthday. The rest of you that just listen to the podcast that don't wish me a personal happy birthday, I'm not as much of a fan of you.
You're not as thankful.
Yeah.
You're less
thankful.
But less.
But less.
Because they didn't put money behind it.
Because you didn't, you're not in the Fed Haters Club talking directly to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do that very simply.
That's very easy.
Join GML.com. It's really easy. Eve, for instance, here says, happy birthday. Nate, wasn't your birthday just a month ago? Of course, I can't get any spotlight. We have to switch it to Nate real quick. His birthday was back in June, and we celebrated. All right.
We did.
That was June.
I don't remember celebrating, but I know we probably did a show. If it was during the week, we did a show that day.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we talked about it. So
let's make this day about me.
Yeah, me. Let's make this day about me instead.
I'm kidding. I don't care that much about my birthday anymore. I still want to have fun and do those things.
I don't really the birthdays, you tell someone birthday, but everyone has a birthday.
Yeah.
Like it is not unique, every single person. But it's a day,
I mean,
for one person that
if you
feels
think
special,
about it. You have to think about, the chance of you being here, it should be a happy celebration day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you made it.
It's like 1 in 400 trillion that you exist.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'll give you a quick, before we dive into life, liberty, and the pursuit of meaning, I'll give you a little bit of a life advice here, especially for the young people that listen to the show. A lot of the young people listen to the show. Old people are right. Just want you to know that. The older I get, the more I realize that old people are just right. Time goes faster. It's wild to me that we're almost to October of 2025.
Yeah, I never really...
this year just started. It's flying by. And I'm like, man, what happens when I'm like 60? Does it go even faster? Probably, because that's what the old people say.
Yeah, it's because every year is a smaller percentage of the total time that you've been alive.
It's true.
So I think it passes by faster, That's just a guess. I'm not really sure. Or
I think it's true. When you're 8, a year is 1/8.
Yeah. 12.5% of your life right there.
When you're 37, a year is 1/37th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
you
maybe
you do the math.
Maybe you perceive it a little bit faster. I don't know. That's just a theory that Charlie and I have worked on, among many of our other theories that we've worked on.
My dad has the same one. We talked about it before.
Yeah.
My dad with no legs.
Yeah, that one, not the other one.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about, so we had the shooter thing yesterday, and I remember way back to yesterday's episode where we were giving people a hard time for assuming it was a left-wing person, which I still will back up that sentiment from yesterday, although right now I get one of the rounds has anti-ICE written on it. Seems a little straightforward to me.
He didn't go to the proper meme school.
It's like F-ICE or anything like that. It was like, let me just write my ideology on here. I'm against ICE.
In blue Sharpie.
I'm just saying he wasn't very creative. I'm not saying conspiracy theories. I'm saying that's just not very creative. But anyhow, Director Kash Patel. So back on yesterday's thing, we said, before any of the information came out, before you had anything, this was written on one of the rounds or whatever, before you had any of that information, you knew the guy's name, nothing like that, just assuming, especially after knowing that it was detainees that were shot, I feel like it was like there's a chance it was a crazy right-wing guy that was shooting at immigrants. And right now, it just turns out to be a crazy, maybe left-leaning guy, I suppose, that is either a bad shot or was just shooting haphazardly at like a migrant bus or van and just hit detainees and not officers. That and to correct the record from yesterday is one detainee died. The other two got injured. So, but that's good. I suppose, unless they're like a vicious rapist murderer,
Well,
which
less death.
yes, less death is
50%
good. I guess
less death than what we expected yesterday.
Extrajudicial killing,
Yeah.
Okay, so Kash Patel said this morning, just before 7 a.m. local time, an individual fired multiple rounds at Dallas, Texas ICE facility, killing one, wounding several others before taking his own life. FBI, DHS, ATF were on the ground with Dallas PD and state authorities. Why don't we have the ATF? Why is the ATF in there? They walk in there to like, yep, it's a gun. Yeah, I mean, really?
Maybe the guy was smoking cigarettes while he was firing.
Was this guy drunk?
He had a cig hanging out of his mouth.
Okay. Anyhow, this is serious. While the investigation is ongoing, in initial review, the evidence shows an ideological motive behind this attack. One of the
see convenient photo below.
Yes. Overly convenient and explanatory photo below. One of the unspent shell casings recovered was engraved with the phrase anti-ICE. More updates will be forthcoming. These despicable, politically motivated attacks against law enforcement are not a one-off. We're only miles from Prairie Land, Texas, where just 2 months ago an individual ambushed a separate ICE facility targeting their officers. It has to end, and the FBI and our partners will lead these investigative efforts to see to it that those who target our law enforcement are pursued and brought to the fullest extent of justice. Thankfully, no law enforcement personnel were injured. Please pray for the injured and deceased. And so here's the picture. It was, in fact, an anti-ICE shooting because right there it says anti-ICE.
I want to believe it. I do. I just can't. Like deep down in my soul, I want to be like, yeah, they're telling us the truth. The problem is the government has lied to us so many times.
Hey, we didn't have the same, we just had the Charlie Kirk shooting a couple weeks ago. Everyone, can't forget about that. And we're like, oh, conspiracy theories, hold off on all this stuff. That's ridiculous. It was clearly, a trans lover, And now we're like, oh, I don't believe it. This is BS.
I don't know if I believed the other one.
It's because yeah, I know there's still questions, clearly.
Yeah.
It's because of the victims in the shooting, Now, apparently the guy, I'm going to read you a couple articles here before we move on to the next subject, which is way more important, I think. I'm going to read you a couple articles. Apparently the guy's brother said that he was a terrible shot.
Here's the thing I don't understand, though. What type of magazine was he loading this into? Is this like a belt-fed weapon? Like what? Why is there the brass on the bottom?
Stripper clip.
Yeah, I don't quite understand.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know much about those. So it would maybe like an older bolt action rifle pushing the clip in from the bottom, like I don't know, an M1 or something like that. I don't know. I don't know much about guns. My knowledge from guns comes from what I've learned from my brother, and that's it. I don't ask enough questions, clearly.
Where's Drew?
So
yeah, Drew's
he's in here. Would this be like an older rifle, Drew? Is that what we're...
It doesn't necessarily have to be an older rifle. I'm just saying, does it match the rifle they recovered to handle ammunition in this way? I mean,
yeah,
it's not typical to see it, together like this, unless it's a very specific stripper clip. Yeah.
Okay.
So that my question would be, does the rifle match?
Oh, we'll see. We'll
stripper
see.
Clips.
We'll see if it's in this article. I will say there's one thing in favor.
Because that's very specific.
One thing in favor of the FBI here. It appears to be raining. You see all the water and all that stuff?
Yes.
So it'd be kind of tough to write in what is either a pen or a fine-tipped Sharpie. It'd be kind of tough to write with it wet like that. You don't think? You think that thing's wet? You're writing on metal.
Nate.
You think they brought it with them?
No, look, I could dry it off real quick with my shirt.
Have you ever tried to write on a wet piece of metal after it's You just wiped it off?
Write anti-ice, blow on it. It's dry. Set it in
lay
the
it on the
water,
ground.
sprinkle the water on top of
Okay.
it, and then take
Okay.
a picture.
All right.
That's not that difficult.
I was trying to give him some credit. I'm trying to, add a little bit in.
It could be real.
Here.
It could be very real. And the reason I'm skeptical is the government's fault for constantly lying all the time.
It's on them.
That's why I'm skeptical. If you hadn't lied to me 4,850,000 other times, that's a real number.
Yep.
Yeah.
4,850,000. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
if you wouldn't
it's your age.
have done that, then maybe I would just believe the photo you post.
Mm-hmm.
It could be Photoshopped too. Maybe it's the photo of the real ammunition, and then they Photoshopped anti-ice and Sharpie on it.
It's an AI photo is what it is. Joshua John, Jahn, ID'd as anti-ice gunman who opened fire on Dallas facility, killing one migrant. Joshua John. Now, unfortunately, on X, there's another guy named Joshua John who appears to not be the shooter because he's still
Poor guy.
His profile says not the ice shooter, and then he's replying to people and it's like not the shooter.
Just a normal
But
John.
the weirdest thing is he looks like he's got dark hair. He's got the same facial features. Like they look very similar. And so I'm like, what are the odds that there's another guy named Joshua John who looks similar to another Joshua John? I don't know. It's kind of weird. The anti-ice gunman who killed one migrant and wounded two others in Dallas is a former Boy Scout who was busted for weed and whose mother went on fiery rants against Republicans. All right, that's all you guys need to know. Let's go on to the next thing.
This is the New York Post.
The words anti-ice were scrawled on a stripper clip of ammo found near the body of Joshua John, 29, who died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Authorities discovered the marked ammo in a blue Toyota Corolla, believed to be John's, with a tattered, printed-out map affixed to the right rear quarter panel with text above it reading, I saw a picture of this. It was wild. Radioactive fallout from nuclear detonations have passed over these areas more than 2 times since 1951. And it was a map of the USA and a bunch of lines going across it of radioactive fallout. And it was taped to the guy's car.
The outside of the car?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
weird.
Yeah. All right.
There's a picture of the guy. There's a picture of the stripper. The image appears to be a map created by researcher Richard Miller. Okay, that's a weird part right there. He was firing from a rooftop at a bus full of migrants being escorted by federal agents into the immigration facility, authorities said. The gunman is a registered independent who voted in the Democratic primary in 2020 and last cast a ballot in 2024. It doesn't say who he voted for. Just says he's a registered independent. Let's see. He had experience with firearms, his family said, and a 2015 bust for marijuana possession. You see, marijuana makes you crazy. Which I think can cause psychosis. And so that's a topic for another day, probably. John's brother, Noah, branded his unhinged sibling as unique. Quote, unique. He didn't call his brother unhinged, by the way. The only word in quotes is unique. Saying he didn't care about politics, but knew how to handle a gun, even if he was a lousy shot. Quote, he's not a marksman, that's for sure, Noah told NBC News, adding that their parents owned the rifle. He would not be able to make any shots like that. The gun used appears to be a unique bolt action.
An
Antique. Thank you. It says bold action.
Bold.
Yeah, it's out there. Strong. An antique bolt action 8mm high-powered rifle. Not unlike the weapon used to kill Charlie Kirk in Utah. I can't read today.
God.
Earlier this month. What's up with this?
Need some more coffee.
Well, I
think.
can't. I need to zoom in a little bit more.
Yeehaw.
While the killer's political motives remain under investigation, his mother, Sharon, posted a series of anti-gun rants on Facebook, blasting Texas Republican lawmakers who supported the Second Amendment. Resurfaced Facebook post from May 2022. The irate mom ripped into Texas Governor Greg Abbott and GOP Senators Ted Cruz and John Cornyn, accusing them of chasing power and money while children and adults died in school shootings. And so then it goes on to talk about the shooter's mom, and that's it. Ken Klippenstein has a post out today that's I'm seeing all over the place, where it says that the shooter's political, ideological leanings are not exactly clear. I do take issue with something that he said in here, though. But he reached out to some friends, found people who knew the guy. Okay. Let me see. He said, I reached out to people who knew the gunman, 29-year-old Joshua John. 3 who knew him since at least middle school agreed to speak to me on the condition that I not name them, corroborating their friendship with photos and other records. Their accounts paint the picture of someone with a vaguely libertarian bent who despised both major parties and politicians generally, including Trump, but who didn't engage with politics beyond that. He preferred edgy humor, video games, and the message board 4chan, all of which he became increasingly steeped in as he withdrew from social life as well as their own friendships several years ago. There's 2 issues here. You're talking to friends, and they're giving King Klippenstein information about the shooter while also admitting that he withdrew from their friendship several years ago, and so they don't know much about the guy currently, except for that he got super into what looks like this online gamer culture that has honestly been tied to as many mass shootings as white people at this point.
As anything else, yeah.
And
read a little further here, because I think this is important. None of his former friends believed that the anti-ICE inscription could possibly be sincere, feeling such a serious political statement was anathema to who John was. His humor was deeply ironic, often offensive and aggressive to the point of alienation. That was my thing. It's like, you're going to inscript one unspent shell casing and just write anti-ICE on it, and you're part of 4chan and all these memes, and you're not going to do something creative? Like, that's what makes it seem so not believable. So much so that none of his former friends believe that was him writing that either.
But the issue with that... He could
have very well been anti-ICE. I don't know.
The issue with that is the friends themselves say that he withdrew from the friendships several years ago, and a lot can change about people in a short span of time.
True.
So they don't... What I read there in that paragraph is that the friends he's talking to don't really know Joshua John. They knew him several years ago when they were friends. But he withdrew from those friendships and went into the online culture. Says he had a vaguely libertarian bent, and I think, I don't know if they said libertarian bent or if that's Ken Klippenstein saying that, but saying that he hated both political parties and hated politicians generally. That doesn't mean you're a libertarian, by the way. I mean, Charlie, your brother hates both political parties, and
he considers himself a libertarian socialist.
Yeah, but incorrectly, he incorrectly calls himself a libertarian socialist.
We got it though. The libertarians are the problem.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the group to blame.
We got to go after these organized libertarian groups. Oh, wait, there are none. All right.
They meet sporadically at different times at different bars, if you can catch one.
Yeah. So like right now, the anti-ICE thing on the shells, yeah, sure. Okay. That could be a message. He could be anti-ICE, or he could just be someone who wanted to commit a shooting, and wanted to gain some notoriety in committing the shooting and wanted to stir stuff up, and didn't really have any specific politics, but was a little crazy, had been immersed in this online gamer 4chan message board culture, and decided to screw with people by writing something on one of the casings. I don't know.
Possible.
That could be the case too, until we find other things that he has said on his social media, which is fully wiped at this point. So we'll try and figure that out as more information comes out. That's what we know. That's what we know right now about this shooter. I don't think, in my opinion, it's not immediately time to say like, oh, this is crazy leftism once again, because I'm just not there yet. Now, I think
Now, if we wanted to be a famous podcast, though,
oh yeah, we could do that.
we would have known for sure that this was a crazy left-wing terrorist attack.
Mm-hmm. And that we would say this.
I noticed, by the way, go back to Twitter. I noticed this is what it takes to be. No, the homepage. This is what it takes to be a famous podcast these days.
What do you want to do?
Here's the title of a live: Panic. James Comey indictment imminent.
Yeah,
that's what you have to do.
You got to do that
to get people to click on your live.
What's funny is we have like we have a.
I want to be like panic at the disco.
we have a video editor, and it suggests like ChatGPT suggests titles for our episodes and for our YouTube videos, and I don't use them because they're so clickbaity. Like
that's why no one clicks on.
I know
our videos.
I hate clickbaity sounding things.
Well, we'll just be.
It just seems disingenuous.
We'll be a low-level podcast for this foreseeable future.
Yeah, because I won't post that title.
Yep,
I'm gonna make mine something boring today.
It's true.
Actually, just so everyone listen, whatever the title is today is whatever ChatGPT says the title of this episode should be. I'm not going to change a thing.
All right,
whatever it says. Okay, which will be funny because our next topic is way more serious than this shooting. Charlie's not ready for this one, but I wanted to talk about Charlie's birthday today.
Oh, God. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the rest of
What's that voiceover? Yep, that's me.
That's me.
Guess you're wondering how I got into this situation.
You're probably wondering. Yeah, so the rest of this episode is not serious at all. I just wanted to show some photos. You'll have to be watching this on YouTube or be watching this live in the Discord channel right now.
All right, I remember
to go through some of this. What's going on here in this? Whenabouts is this, Charlie? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm wearing my Sanctified shirt. I'm in high school.
Sanctified was a band that
played with us a few times.
One of our friends had.
And then, one of their guys joined our band as a screamer.
I remember seeing them at a show, and I was like, oh, my God, these guys are so cool. And, like, when you're younger like that, you see anyone playing a show, and there's people there. You're like, oh, these guys must be famous or something, you know?
Yep.
That's pretty crazy.
I don't know what I'm doing. I wasn't posing. I was just laying down. I have no idea. It looks like I'm posing, though.
That is a pose.
But I don't remember.
This is a photo from my senior yearbook. I
don't rember that. So so I was a sophomore then.
You're a sophomore in this photo. The next one, this is at prom or homecoming, one of those things.
Yeah,
and look at that suit you got on right there.
Yeah,
just looking like a little kid. You're drinking.
There's one of your ex-girlfriends.
You happen to be sitting with two ladies. One is one of my ex-girlfriends, and then another one over here. Who's also now in Nashville these days. Not the ex-girlfriend, the other one in the photo right there. Here, we can get past that. Looks like you're letting loose there. There we go. I brought in another one.
I was a lot skinnier back then. we could see that.
But this must be the same. Maybe this is the same either prom or homecoming. Probably prom, because look at that sweet white vest I have on. But that's the two of us with my mom.
That's your mom.
Yeah. You're still super tall at this time.
I was basically the same height.
I was going to ask, are you the same tall at that time?
Yeah, I mean, I hit 6'7", I think, when I was like 16 or 17, something like that. So it's about, I'm about the same tall.
It's a lot. You maybe got a little shorter since then.
Maybe.
Then, as you get older, your discs start to compress and stuff, and all that stuff happens. So that's us right there. By the way, I could only bring in photos like I had on my phone, and so I'm not just going through your whole life here or anything. These are just photos I had on my phone. By the way, I had this same presentation prepared either last year or the year before, and then you texted me about half an hour before saying you couldn't do the episode.
Oh no!
And so
you didn't say a word.
No, I didn't say a single thing.
For a whole year.
I just recycled an old idea right now. I had all these photos together in my phone because I had gone through and found all of them.
That's funny.
So this is Charlie and I with a Christmas tree. You got to be watching the video to see these photos. Like if you're listening right now.
I remember this story well. I mean, I think it was your wife Were you guys married at the time?
No, we weren't married.
Oh, okay, but I remember her talking about how you got to do all this Christmas stuff and everything, and you and I were like, "It's easy. Watch this."
Yeah.
And so we set the Christmas tree up because you don't need a big, giant, fancy Christmas tree to have Christmas, and this one's perfectly fine. And we were proud of our arrangement and took a picture together.
It's a nice tree.
That was, I think I was still touring at that time because I'm wearing a Prospect Hill hoodie, which was one of the bands that was on tour, one of the tours with us.
Yeah, you probably were, although your hair doesn't look like you were touring at that time.
I just have a hat on. I think it's probably slicked back.
Okay, I got you.
I could have been after I left the road. I don't know.
The road.
Yeah.
Went back in time here. Actually,
That's funny.
Yeah, we just reversed here a little bit.
That was after we wrote our first song.
Yeah,
I think.
no, this is later because this is at Nikki's house. I remember taking this photo.
You sure that's not your house?
No, it's not my house.
Oh, okay. Or trailer, I mean, sorry.
I'm pretty sure I remember taking this photo, and that's where it was. I could be totally wrong though. But that's where I've always thought this photo was from.
You look so surprised.
Yeah,
You're like,
I was not ready for this photo, but yeah, here we are working on some music. You have some braces going on still, so we've gone back in time there a little bit.
I was 16.
I'm trying to pinpoint these curtains right here, and that's what I remembered there, but I don't know. I can't remember specifically when this was. So
that's hilarious.
All right, now we come forward a little bit in time.
This is the first office, the first podcast.
This is the first podcast studio right here. This is good stuff. Oh, look at it's the same Liberty sign.
It's right there.
Wow.
It's made it all this way.
How did that happen? Where did this come from?
I don't know.
What we got here? Oh, I have to scan that tag, and it's still got the tag on it.
This is made by Seven Anchor. They're still a company. And
I didn't realize it had been here that long.
It looks like a TJ Maxx or Home Goods, but usually they have it on there. I don't know.
As you can see, now this is not that long ago. It feels like a super long time ago, but compared to the other photos we showed so far,
was that 2019?
Yeah, it's got to be around 2019, and this is back when Charlie was still doing work on the podcast.
I had all the setup.
Yeah, we had this crappy soundboard over here, just god awful.
I was doing the best I could, Nate. All right.
And then just recording there, and we had good mics.
Yeah.
And we did have good mics, but I was sitting in the camping chair. I remember I used to have to put a pillow on the chair so I could sit up high enough to like even be able to talk into the microphone.
We didn't have video at this time.
No video. Luckily, we did get a photo behind the scenes there. So yeah, that's about 2019-ish. And as you can see, like the studio has changed quite a bit now. It's a little different now than it used to be. Although one of these is the same microphone from that photo. I don't know which one it is.
Or we have I think we've got a third one, don't we?
Well, we've got the RE20 and then we've got these two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. RE20 fell on the floor the other day and we haven't picked it up. It's still
okay.
The most expensive single piece of equipment. Yeah, it fell on the floor and it's still sitting there. We did some speaking here.
Was that a TPUSA?
Yeah, that was a TPUSA thing. At MTSU. Yeah, and so we look professional there. That was back in those days, a long time ago. I thought we had to wear a suit everywhere we went when we were being professional.
I still think it's nice to wear a suit.
I don't know. These days, I'm just like, screw it. I'm just going to look like, this is what I look like on the show. And so, like, why, if I'm going to go somewhere and be Nate from the show, I feel like I just dress like the show. But I don't know. We'll see. I've done an event since last year. So we'll look into that. Yeah, so that's a speed. Charlie's making a good point right there, I can tell, because he's pointing with his finger.
And you're looking at me as if, wow, that has happened. It's rare.
Like, wow, I didn't even know this was possible.
Great.
Mm-hmm. That's what that looks like. And I want to go back to the band days here.
Oh, God. We're going back in time now.
Yeah, now we're kind of all over the place at the moment. This was sort of sporadically put together this morning.
See how they made me look so short?
But this is
so unfair.
Yeah, you're so far back there. You don't look like you're towering over.
No.
But you're like a good foot taller than Jeff, I feel like. And so, you're back there. You're probably wearing a medium-sized shirt in this photo.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, medium or large.
Just crazy.
Good Lord.
That hair, something else. That's actually your height.
Yeah.
Above the same guy from the last photo.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's more accurate.
You switched out drummers there too.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, you went from Jeremy. Both had mohawks.
Mohawk Jeremy.
Yep.
It's a lot of stuff happening there.
To Mohawk Trent.
Which is great. Yeah, I got to get that Mohawk going.
Trent is now the drummer for Vanilla Ice.
Nice.
And has been for the last couple of years. So he's out on the road with
I forgot about that.
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
It's pretty crazy.
He's having a blast out there.
And I just brought one more photo we had of you looking short again, actually. You always went in the back.
They put me back there.
Yeah. How about that?
For some reason, the lead singer had to be front and center, you know?
Oh, that's just the way it is these days. So, anyway, those are the photos I had on my phone. I wanted to
that's hilarious. Go back to this one.
Let me see here.
Is that a picture of the year? Like you took a picture of the yearbook?
Like I had my phone, I took a picture of the yearbook, and that's why.
That's great.
Plus, our scanner technology was not as, actually, that was probably an actual photo put into it. So, whatever.
Oh yeah, you were on the yearbook committee, weren't you?
No, I was on the newspaper staff.
Oh,
and some other thing. I don't think. No, I didn't do the yearbook. I don't think.
Oh man, now I can't wait for your birthday.
Yeah. So I'm like 10 minutes here, Charlie, and what we're gonna do, everyone in the live group right now, is this is ACA. It's Ask Charlie Anything, and so
here's a quick question for you, Nate. Actually, before you start that, they're wondering if you're 6'4".
No,
he's 6'2".
6'2", and it's probably that's.
6'3", maybe 6'4" with your hair.
No, I'm 6'2" with a little bit of spinal decompression therapy. I'm 6'2".
Well, but also that's a good
with
2
the
inches.
Hair, sure, yeah, with the hair.
6'4"
today.
That's what's funny is that Nate is tall, technically.
But I have never felt tall in my since I became
look
friends.
at that. Eve says she always envisioned you at like 5'9" because you're next to me.
So that's been my whole life, actually. Especially since Charlie got in high school when I was a junior in high school. I was always friends with Charlie, and then his older brother, I was friends with him, and then eventually his younger brother got into high school also.
When you were a senior,
and so they ranged from 6'7", 6'8" to 7 foot. Tall, and that's who I hung out with all the time, and so I've always felt like really short, like always.
In fact, one year you got a bigger car, just to
literally did.
Yeah,
that was actually the reason.
Yeah,
I had a 2-door, I had a Mustang, and I was always driving. It was always here's who's in the car: me, 6'8" Charlie, 6'8" Charlie's brother, and 7 foot tall Charlie's brother. We're all in the car. And so I was like, I have to get a 4-door car because I was sick of watching you guys try to get into the back of my car.
Which, by the way, when we were, I don't remember ever complaining about it.
You were sitting down like this.
No, I know, but we were poor. So the fact that you had this extravagant Mustang, we thought was cool. Yeah. I'd pack in there like a sardine.
Yeah.
Get that thing a pumping, man. Nate had the cool air intake. He could still spin the tires. Going into third gear?
It was pretty quick. Yeah,
it's pretty quick.
When did you get into music? And I want to know, when did you get into music? Start playing in bands, and what was your favorite show you ever played?
Oh well, I got into music through school. What was that? 3rd grade, I think.
Let's talk band rock music.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that's how I fell in love with music. And there was a time where I might have quit music, except for our music teacher that came in, I think, 7th grade. He was both the music teacher for high school and grade school. And Mr. Shoemaker. And
R.I.P.
yeah, he's passed now. But that's how I fell in love with music. And then I'd always wanted to play the guitar. And I can remember when I was younger, I had a cousin who had a guitar, and I just didn't know a thing about it. I'd look at it, I'd try to strum it. I'm like, I have no idea what to do here, like at all. And I had another friend who played piano, had been playing piano since he was like 3, was good at it, very good at it. And his parents had gotten him a guitar, and I just decided to get a chord book. I was like, I got to figure out like just how to make something sound good on this thing, because I don't know where to put my fingers. And I got a chord book, and I learned a few chords, and I was like, okay, now this is something. And then I fell in love with trying to just get good at guitar. And I remember I showed Nate his first chord on guitar.
Yeah, so you like asked me to play with like in the band, I guess, is how that happened.
No, I don't think that was that. Yeah, we were still just kind of fiddling around, and at that time, the other friend and I were taking guitar lessons, and we were talking about creating a band, and we all were in music. Nate was in music. Nate and I played brass instruments. We did everything you could possibly imagine with music in high school. And then I showed Nate his first chord on guitar. I had probably a year of experience on him. And within a day or two, he was better than I was on guitar. So that was pretty frustrating. But Nate just has a really good ear. I have to work hard. Truthfully, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. So I can play sports. I'm decently athletic. I can fix things. I can program some computers. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. That I don't have like a special talent. I just don't. I really don't. Nate, however, is very inclined to music, has a very good ear, and he was able to pick up guitar, and there's a reason he sat first chair trumpet and I sat second chair. And he surpassed me very quickly, and then we decided to start a band. And I can remember getting my first electric guitar, and I think learning Teen Spirit by Nirvana.
Must have been a tough one.
Yeah, it was very hard, those bar chords. And I don't know, I fell in love with the idea of creating music and having that creative outlet, and decided, I think when I was 16, that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I quit all sports. I think baseball was the last one I was trying to play, and I quit that and fully dedicated everything I had into music. And the goal was to make it in music.
Yeah. So you played a lot of shows, did a lot of touring.
Yeah, played a lot of shows. Was very fortunate to be a low-level professional musician. You know,
what's your favorite show you ever played?
That one's tough. I've got a couple that really stick in my memory.
What's the coolest? What's the favorite?
The coolest was probably, because there was the most amount of people there, and it was my first arena show ever, was Shinedown. Got to open up for Shinedown.
Was Alter Bridge at that one?
Honestly, I don't remember. It's so there's a couple of them that stick in my mind. The first one was the very first show opening up for Framing Hanley, back when Framing Hanley was still very popular off of their rock version of Lollipop. And they had
in the old Pop Goes Punk days.
Yes, and they were very popular among all ages. So, I mean, they had all these all ages show, and I remember setting up for the show, everything like that. There's a line around the building, and I was like, Nate and I had played many shows before, but I'd never played a show where there was a line around the building just waiting for the doors to open. And I'll never forget, like, starting the pre-music, and we're backstage, and the it's all dark, and we walk out. And when you walk out, the whole place just erupts. And there's like that, by the way, is addicting.
It is.
It's like it's the greatest feeling in the world. And so I completely understand how power corrupts. Absolutely. And when you have, a crowd cheering for you, they didn't even know who we were, but that was one of my favorites. That experience for the first time, because you're like, whoa, like this is so cool.
It's a rush that you can't get anywhere else.
No,
really.
You can't.
Yeah.
And I think you've tried to duplicate it multiple times.
What in which way? Oh,
yeah.
Yes. You cannot duplicate that rush.
No. And so,
but many musicians have tried to replicate that rush that you get when you go out on the stage.
Then I had a really cool experience playing Shiprocked. I thought that was a lot of fun. I got to play basketball with Josh Todd from Buck Cherry, and on that tour was on that particular cruise was Hinder, like the biggest names in rock you could think of at the time, back in 2011, 2010, something like that. So you had Hinder, Buck Cherry, 3 Pill Morning.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Which, by the way, our intro song is Charlie's old band song.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I know you have to go, so
yeah.
I don't know how much more music story. Yeah, but there's a couple questions in here I wanted to.
Yeah, go for the questions.
Well, there are a couple easy like birthday questions here. Me wants to know what you want for your birthday.
Oh.
Did you get what you wanted for your birthday?
Yeah, I got the new AirPod Pros, and when I saw them release that you can translate foreign languages, I immediately was like, I want those.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, you can do that on the old ones too. So, yeah.
Well, you can't actually.
It says you can.
Unless you have
Apple Intelligence.
Yeah.
Like I updated my phone, and my AirPods Pro 1 does the translation.
Does it?
Yeah, it's just
in your ear.
You have to have a phone that has Apple Intelligence.
Does it do it in your ear?
Yeah, well, I haven't actually tried it. It just shows me how.
Anyway, that's what I wanted.
But I bet they sound. Anyone out there who has an iPhone that doesn't have AirPods, what are you doing? You have to get them. There's so much.
They're great.
They're so seamless and beautiful. They just work so well.
Yeah, I think I have some good friends coming to dinner tonight, so that's going to be nice. And I appreciate having good, close friends. I've been very fortunate, I think, in life to have great friends, even though I'm not a perfect person and I've not been a good friend at times. I think it's nice to have people forgive you and stick with you. And I'm a very loyal person, and I definitely like the familiarity of having close people, and so I'm just fortunate, and so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I got some other things. I got some other things for my birthday, but yeah, that's what I want more than anything. Is for this to be the #1 podcast on Apple Podcasts.
There you go.
So
that's what it is.
That would be a dream come true.
Emmy said, instead of singing you the happy birthday song, your friends and family will sing you any song you want. What song would you choose? So what song would you like us to stand up at the restaurant and sing to you tonight? Which, by the way, could be anything because you don't get embarrassed. So
no, I don't.
Yeah. You prefer that feeling, actually.
I would think of like some of the most difficult songs to sing. That's what I would probably prefer. Like Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
See if Nate can get up there.
No.
No. maybe some Boston or Journey.
Okay.
A
little bit of Journey.
Yeah. Just
okay.
Just see how high people can sing. That
could have picked like Ave Maria or something if you want to do. That'd be really funny if we got up and just sang that, the Step Brothers version.
Cisco, the thong song.
Yeah. What's the one we did for karaoke on the?
Oh, forgot about
Dre.
Dre.
Well, yeah, we always do that. I'm saying, on the Gulf Shores thing with your family. You were doing carry.
What my family was doing? That was
it
WAP.
WAP?
WAP, yeah.
WAP.
The wet AP word.
Yeah, so we went to get up and
that was funny because my dad with no legs sitting in his chair in the condo has a microphone. He's like, there's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house.
And he just keeps going
and
over and over.
Keeps going.
Some hoes in this house.
There's some hoes in this house. And he's bouncing up like this, and his little twigs are going like this in his chair. You know, his little stumps. And it was just
my stumps.
I've got videos of it, and it's so funny. God, it's so funny.
All right. Well, I know you have to go. I just wanted to make sure we dedicated the episode to you. So
you didn't have to do that. I'm humbled and honored. And it's fun to take a trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
You and I have been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
Which is also, I think, pretty rare in this life. And so I'm definitely grateful. Like any relationship, I think it's funny when people are like, we've had our ups and downs. But like any relationship, when you've been friends or with someone for so many years, you face a lot of life together. And Nate and I have certainly faced a lot of life together. And so it's just neat to have a connection and a relationship with someone, not in a gay way.
Not gay.
It's no homo, but
not that there's anything wrong with that.
For me, but for anyone else. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, no, we've been, I mean, some of those pictures that I can remember go back to when I was 16. So that's 21 years, but we were friends before that. So it's got to be around the 25-year mark.
It's at least when you got into high school.
So that would have been
for sure
13.
And it just depends on, because then I was 2 classes above you. So at least when you got into high school. So it's at least 22, 23, something like that. And then, of like solid, like everyday friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we've known each other for like 32 years.
And
so
it's so weird. I used to go on all of Nate's dates. I was like the third wheel of third wheels. It was hilarious. And I always remember being like, I don't have to go. And you're like, it's fine, man. It's no big deal.
Charlie would go through a breakup or something. And my girlfriend and I, whoever that was at the time would be like, oh yeah, let's bring Charlie on the date. And so Charlie would come and he would always set like a plate for his girlfriend who wasn't there. It's pretty funny. That was a thing we did for like
a long time.
Like 10 solid years. We set a plate for whatever girlfriend wasn't there when you would come on a date,
or vice versa.
Yeah.
Oh, good times. We've had good times. I've we could go into a lot more, but we don't have time. And I think people hate personal stories. So
they're gonna hate this episode.
But they're gonna listen to the first half and then be like, oh, who's this guy? Why do we care? But anyway, all right. Well, if you guys enjoyed that, then please share it around. Leave us a rating, review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Go to godhatesfeds.com or join gmail.com. Be part of the Fed Haters Club. Click that button and sign up. And that way you can personally wish me a happy birthday, and I will respond. Nate won't, but I will. And so send me a note. But you can only do that by going to joingmail.com, or you could send me an email, charlie@goodmorningliberty.us, if you wanted to. We got an email this morning, and I screenshot the email and sent it as a picture to Nate so that he would see it, because it's an important email.
And that is roughly the only way I would have seen that email.
And so now Nate is going to be able to reply to that important email we need to get back to, and hopefully have someone in the studio. That would be cool. But anyway, share the show. Visit the links in the show notes to support the sponsors that support this show. And if you, and I'm talking to you out there, do all of that, then we'll be back again tomorrow. Hope you have a good day and a good morning, Liberty.